Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to, Aravaipa Studios, which is also Cocodona headquarters for the day. I'm Chris Warden.
Jamil Curry.
And we are here to do something that was going to happen inevitably, but this is the first time we've done it. So the Cocodona 250 lottery presented by Altra. How are you feeling about that, Jamil?
Yeah, I mean, I'm nervous right now, honestly. I've got all the nerves. Number one, want to make sure this goes well. But number two, I know there's a lot of people entered and have a lot of hopes on the line here. So yeah, we're excited and just want to first off thank everyone for being here, being part of the Cocodona story. Whether that means that you've finished it 6 times or you've just been a fan watching from afar, we really appreciate all of your interest in this event. We're blown away by the interest in Cocodona and visiting the state of Arizona, a state that we all live in. So, yeah, just welcome to everyone from around the world.
Let's circle back to the beginnings of this race. Of course, the inaugural running in 2021. You had a couple hundred people that year, and it's steadily grown in popularity. Obviously, last year, the wait list did fill up, and this year, for the 2026 race, the race filled up basically day off. I mean, I remember we opened up the race.
Well, it's basically sold out immediately.
Yeah.
And so, and I think there were a couple hundred people on the wait list by the time the registration had refreshed. So, we kind of knew, it might be inevitable. We had even thought about it last year, maybe we'd move to a lottery, but it was pretty clear that we had to this year.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, this is all because everybody wanted to be a part of this event. And we'll talk about some of those numbers here in just a little bit. One of the things I wanted to talk about right off the bat, and we talked about this off the air, kind of nipping it in the bud, we are drawing for 475 slots. The race itself will have more than 475 entrants, but of course, in the interest of trying to let everybody know in advance whether you have, maybe elites or charity scholarship, that is not going to detract from the availability of the slots that we're drawing today, correct?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to draw 475 names today that will be invited to the race. And we have held some slots above that in reserve for things that some mandatory deferrals, some charity bib slots, some scholarship slots, some competitive entry slots, staff, and a few other things. So, don't be surprised, there will be more than 475 entrants at some point in this process, but we will draw, we're not taking it from those 475 spots today. Those are going to be in additional.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I wanted to stress, just in case, because there are people who are going to be following the lists very closely.
Oh, yeah.
And if you happen to see somebody's name on the list that was not there a day ago, they're not taking your slot if you're next on the wait list. We want to make that abundantly clear. We're not having individuals hopping the wait lists or anything like that. I do want to ask you also, is anybody actually in yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that as well, because I'd heard rumors that some people are already, but then again,
no, basically no.
Okay. And those
there will be those reserved spots for some sponsors, some charity bibs, and et cetera. But I think those aren't necessarily named right now.
Yeah, and that makes sense. So wanted to get those housekeeping items out of the way. I want to go over some of the numbers though as part of the Cocodona drawing, the lottery here today. There has been a little bit of shifting in terms of people in and out.
Yeah, we had a few withdrawals at the last minute. But yeah, we have 1,985 verified applicants, and that means we went through, we checked your finishes and your volunteer credits. We had a few updates since yesterday. So yeah, it's honestly unbelievable that this many people have applied to run 250 miles.
Yeah, and there are going to be, beyond the 475, of course, we're going to draw 300 for the wait list as well.
Correct.
One of the initiatives that you and Steve Adderholt undertook in Cocodona for 2027 is a gender balance initiative. Can you talk about that a little bit for people that might not be familiar with it?
Yeah, I think historically as ultra running distances get longer, it is more male dominated. So, and I think part of that too is, just with women and obligations, we wanted to have a little bit of a chance for them, a little boost. So we decided upon a 7% boost for the women's field. So we ended up having 539 women apply. That's right around 27% of the field. So we bumped that up by 7%. So it'll get more women on the start line, which we think is a great thing.
Good. Yeah, and I agree. And I guess to talk through the process, because I know that everybody wants us to get to the names, can you talk about how we're going to do this tonight?
Yeah, we have a system that I think is linked in the chat. Some of you might have found it. It's on our website as well, but it's on the ops.aravaiparunning.com website. And you can click through. You can see all of the applicants. You can find yourself if you're on there. You can check out your odds. I think because we had those withdrawals, I think in the last couple of days, the odds have actually gone up. So if you're still in, that's exciting. The By the Numbers tab, you can see more details on, we have all 50 U.S. states represented. We've got 42 countries represented, which is kind of a dream come true for us. The largest being Canada with 77 applicants. So this is really becoming a global event, which is really cool. But yeah, take a look at the By the Numbers. There's some fun stats at the bottom too, but it's kind of cool to see, kind of where everyone's coming from.
We've got individuals ranging from the age of 15 to 81 that have entered the lottery.
The 81 might have withdrawn, so that might be a little dated, but yeah.
But for those keeping score, your 15-year-old is Eli Straub, who ran Sedona Canyons this year. And we believe that our oldest entrant still active in the race is 76-year-old David Tosh.
Yep, from Alabama.
And I looked him up on Ultra Sign Up. I have no doubt he can finish this race. So,
for sure. And we're going to be switching here just a minute. I think, do you have much else to cover before we get started?
No, I think we're ready to go.
Awesome. So yeah, if you go to that webpage and go to the live draw tab, I think it defaults to that right now. You'll be able to see this in real time. So full transparency, we have no idea the results of this. We just did the draw on the back end and we're now revealing, and we're watching it and reacting live with all of you. So that's pretty exciting. And I guess, do we want to switch to the live screen? So, that was cool. So we also have this live overlay here, and this will kind of be our dashboard guiding us, and you guys can also watch along with us. It'll show how many spots have been taken up, how many are remaining, how we're doing on the wait list.
I love how it has the states and countries represented at the bottom as well. That's a really nice touch.
Yeah, and I think we might, once the draw gets going, you'll see, I think our age categories start as well. So I'm going to start our show here.
Yeah, let's do it.
It looks like we have a live draw up on the screen now that just flipped over.
It has the numbers. You'll have 313 men and 162 women that are going to be part of the original draw. Yep. As you mentioned, we're going to draw 300 on the wait list, and on each side of the wait list, it will pull the next person, men or women's list, and then if the women's list is exhausted, it will pull to the men's list, if that's correct.
Yeah.
All right.
So 150 of each. We are going to go through the top, of course, all 475. We're going to be as expeditious as we can while also hopefully having a fun show. And then we'll draw the top 25 on the men's and women's wait lists. And then the rest of them will be revealed on the website, just so we're not here until midnight.
We would be here a long time.
We're not going to go into After Dark today. So,
all right.
Shall we begin? Okay, let's hopefully this works.
First entrant for the Cocodona 250 is Regina Pierce of New York. Congratulations, Regina.
So this is going to be Regina's first Cocodona 250. All right, next up,
Brian Bukowski of Tubac, Arizona. That's up on the res, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, first Cocodona 250.
Ryan Willis, our first veteran Cocodona entrant, coming from Colorado.
Finished in 2024. We'll just kind of keep rolling for now.
Rylan Phillips of Sherwood, Oregon.
Also a one-time Cocodona finisher from 2024.
Jin Yao of China, our first international draw.
Nice. First Chinese entrant. And it looks like, I was just checking to see, it looks like they are populating on our lottery draw page. So that is good to know. All right, let's keep it moving. We've got a lot to get to today.
Douglas Unrain II from Oregon. The oldest drawn so far. I like this. It's actually giving us...
At 48 years old, so hopefully we get some more here. Yeah, so far you can kind of see those age categories popping up too.
Anna Call out of Oregon, or I'm sorry, Utah. First Cocodona 250 for Anna.
Awesome. Also first in the 50 age category.
Christy Oda from Hawaii.
First Cocodona 250. Here one, Danny Westergaard.
Danny Westergaard, that's a familiar name.
Two-time Cocodona finisher, and I believe he was out this last year but dropped.
Yeah, it made it pretty far. I do remember that.
So age 66. Welcome back, Danny. From Cave Creek, Arizona.
Susie Kramer, welcome to Cocodona.
Awesome.
Former Aravaipa racing team member.
Yep. Love Susie. Congrats.
Terry Devoto Noonan out of Colorado.
Fort Collins, their first Cocodona. Next up, we have Summer Corvell from Texas. First from Texas.
Yep. Carrie Buckley from Glendale, a local.
Awesome. We've got one from North Carolina coming up next. Takumu Nino. First
One-time finisher.
Oh, one-time finisher. There
Yep.
we go.
Matt Christopherson from Canada, our
Probably
first
first
Canadian
of
drawn.
many Canadians, I would imagine. Oh, one of our youngest
Yeah.
finishers from this year.
Lila Goudreau, or did I pronounce that correctly?
I think so.
Lila Goudreau. I know that she was considered a dark horse entering this year's race. I think she finished on the fringes of the top 10. Wouldn't be surprised if she learned a ton and comes back and improves upon that result this coming year.
Absolutely. All right, we've got one from Colorado coming up here.
Walter Edwards out of Longmont.
And another one from Colorado. I have I get like one in advance that I get
Sure.
to see, but I can't see beyond that.
Darren Kaufman, first Cocodona finish or Cocodona 250 for Darren.
All right, next up, we've got Utah entrant.
Anna Nosek,
Finished
one-time
in
finisher.
2025. Welcome back.
Diego Natschke out of Germany, first German representative.
Okay. Russell Stratton is next
Out of
from
Michigan.
Michigan. First Cocodona 250.
Danielle Villarino from North Carolina. That's our second North Carolina representative. Zach Burkett from Walnut Creek, California. First timer. Bakit Kabelbekov from Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. We are going global here. That's exciting. We've got Jessica Huggins, our first drawn from Nevada. First Cocodona 250.
Trevor Grandy from Bend, Oregon.
First timer.
Christina Marshall, another first timer. This one from North Carolina, our third North Carolina rep. Nick Montoni from Stillwater, Oklahoma, our first Oklahoma rep. Dan Knaus from Massachusetts, our first Massachusetts runner, going for his second Cocodona finish.
Finished this year.
Aaron Lamb from New Jersey, representing New Jersey now. Brian Hunter, local from here, Santan Valley, Arizona, southeast Phoenix area, first Cocodona 250.
All right. First from Florida, Simone Valentine Austin. One-time Cocodona finisher back in 2024.
Chris Rice, our second one from New York, going for his first Cocodona finish.
Next up, we have another Canadian, Amanda Nelson, and this will be her first Cocodona from Ontario.
Sean Butler from North Carolina. North Carolina doing very well so far.
Got 4 of them already.
Yeah. Cameron Miller from Green Bay, Wisconsin. One-time Cocodona finisher going for number 2. Ilaria Boro from Italy, our first Italian drawn.
First Cocodona.
Jeffrey Grobe out of Tucson, going for his first Cocodona 250 finish.
Got first Australian here.
Jordan Nukunuku. Thank you very much, Jordan.
Welcome, Jordan.
Kevin Killip from California going for his first Cocodona 250 finish.
And next up, we have William Willis, another one from North Carolina,
Wow.
from Huntersville, age 56, first Cocodona.
Kim Jimenez from Long Beach going for her first Cocodona 250. I believe our first, no, not, it wouldn't be our first 60 plus.
We have
but
3 so far, it looks like.
Tori Head from Greer, South Carolina, our first South Carolina participant.
Ooh, we've got an on-course from Prescott, Arizona. Dana Frank, first Cocodona 250.
Nice.
Get some easy training miles living in Prescott there.
Absolutely. Erin McCracken going for her first Cocodona 250 finish out of Montana. Josh Fruin from Camp Verde. I do recognize the name. And yeah, Josh is a one-time Cocodona finisher. Clara Crossman from Imperial Beach, California, going for her first Cocodona 250 finish.
All right, we've got another competitive female here, Megan McCarty.
A lot of podiums for her locally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff Dees out of Indiana, our first Indiana representative, going for his first Cocodona 250 finish. And Jared Rude, our first from Wyoming. Let's take a quick pause here. We're 50 in, so we're about a little over 10% of the way in.
Perfect.
We have 7 countries represented already.
It's exciting.
And 21 states.
It's kind of amazing
how
it adds up so quickly.
Arizona looks like they're leading the way, followed by North Carolina, of all places.
Yeah.
That's
East
actually
Coasters.
I can't wait to get to know all of these runners and see their stories, but just kind of wanted to pause there and to see, like, we've got a pretty fair across the board age distribution. Nothing really surprising about that, but the 21 states is really what surprises me.
Yeah,
already
it's already quite diverse in terms of that, and just like I think we have some new countries. I don't have like this would have been like a good stat to add, like what countries have finished Cocodona so far. And like, we probably have some people that will be like the first Cocodona finishers from their country that are being drawn tonight.
Yeah, that'd be actually, you know what, that's something, of course, we talked about this off the air.
Yeah.
We're learning things for future years, and that'll be one of those things. We'll definitely have that kind of stuff in the future for sure. All right, let's roll.
Keep going? All right. I think this next one will be a pretty exciting here.
True Heart Brown. Wow. Of course, True Heart won the Sedona Canyons 125, just blistering the course this year. Put him on your contender list immediately.
Yeah, well, in the year before that, he won Flagstaff Crest in course record time. Well, both races in course record time. So I think this is like, what we all hoped and dreamed would happen. And True Heart stepping up to Cocodona is going to be, I think, one of the main storylines next year.
One of the coolest guys and one of the most amazing runners. Like he's just this ball of energy when you see him out there on the trails, and a great guy. So looking forward to seeing True Heart out there at Cocodona next year. Samuel Bayard from Montana, first Cocodona 250. Jack Turner, our first from Great Britain.
Yeah, there's a lot of Great Britain applicants, so I think that'll probably be another big area for us this year.
Andrew Robinson from Utah, going for his first Cocodona 250 finish. As is Kevin Carson out of El Hebel, Colorado. Alex Coleman out of Minnesota, our first Minnesota representative, going for his first Cocodona 250.
We got a Phoenix local here.
Oh, yeah. Rhonda Bompensa Zimmerman, going for her first Cocodona 250 finish. Ray Ramos from Texas, going for his first Cocodona 250 finish. Amy Markovich out of Steamboat Springs, Colorado, probably getting some mountain training up there. Of course, the Run Rabbit Run race takes place there, going for her first Cocodona, as is Giancarlo Tenebrusco out of Palm Springs, California.
And next up, we have Chris Reese from Marana as well, down near Tucson, also first Cocodona.
Travis Conrath, U.S. Air Force Academy, Colorado, going for his first Cocodona 250.
Looks like he did have 3 qualifying finishes, so he probably finished some of the other. I didn't put that stat up on here, but even though some of these folks, it's their first Cocodona 250, quite a few have finished like some of the other distances. So
is that Rhonda Bum Zim in the chat, just with the comment "OMG"?
I think it might be
fantastic.
All right, moving right along here.
Costin Antonescu out of Canada, our third Canadian drawn, going for their first Cocodona 250, as is Brandon Jones out of Canyon Lake, California. Jordan Wergeles out of Golden, Colorado, going for his first Cocodona 250 finish. Shiloh Hadley out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, first Pennsylvania runner drawn and going for her first Cocodona 250.
Got Roswell, Georgia. We have Albert Bean, first from Georgia. So the states keep adding up. First Cocodona 250.
Amy Lelwicka out of Minnesota, going for her first Cocodona 250. Rachel Moore out of Texas, going for her first Cocodona 250 as well. Carmen Sendejas out of Mission Viejo, California. Congratulations. You're in the 2027 Cocodona 250.
As is Lauren Glass from Minneapolis, Minnesota, age 35. Congrats.
Like 3 out of the last 10 are from Minnesota. They're getting some luck here. Our first from Ohio, Phil Wilson, going for his first Cocodona 2 finish. And now half the states of the union are represented.
There we go. And we're still pretty early into this. Only 72 out of 475.
Right? William McBride out of Oregon, first Cocodona 250. Welcome, William.
Has 1 qualifying finish of another Cocodona distance.
Caitlin Walters out of North Carolina, going for a second Cocodona finish, having previously completed the race in 2025, our 6th from North Carolina. Josh Lucero out of Kingman, going for his first Cocodona finish. Nick Fulgham out of Chandler, going for his first Cocodona finish. Marlon Rush, another runner from Great Britain, going for his first Cocodona 250.
Awesome.
Christina Rosecrans out of New Jersey. You are going to have the opportunity to run Cocodona in 27 for the first time. Robert Rosenfeld, our first from Virginia, going for his first Cocodona 250 finish. Oh, here we go. 2-time finisher, runner-up in 2025, Lindsay Dwyer. Welcome back to Cocodona.
There we go. Getting a field developed here.
Yeah. Mark Telford out of, is that UAE?
Yeah, I believe so.
First Cocodona 250. Oh, okay. Michael Ossiker out of Texas, going for his first Cocodona 250. Kelly Stewart out of Texas, going for her first Cocodona 250 finish. Rachel Bambrick out of Pennsylvania, 1-time Cocodona finisher in 2023. Welcome back.
Awesome.
Carl Balloon. I remember Carl being one of the, he had run it the first 4 times, I believe, but had 3 finishes.
2021, 2022, and 2024, it looks like.
Carl Balloon, welcome back. Come get that 4th finish.
Another Colorado here.
Stephanie Essig Pipard out of Lakewood, going for her first Cocodona 250. Oh, here we go. David Tosh. We believe our oldest in the drawing at age 76, David Tosh.
From Chelsea, Alabama. Welcome to Cocodona.
And also, I think our first from Alabama at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
So
27 states now.
Come join us, David. Russell Costeca, 1-time Cocodona finisher out of Surprise, Arizona. Come on back.
All righty.
Shane Powell out of California, going for his first Cocodona 250 finish.
From Travis Air Force Base.
Scott Davis, first from Idaho, I think that's a little bit surprising, but our one-time Cocodona finisher finished this year, coming back for a second one. And our first from Illinois, Mike Dang, out of Chicago, first Cocodona 250 for him.
Age 26, so our fourth in our 20s age category.
Mm-hmm. Peter Chadovich out of Washington, first Cocodona 250 for Peter. As Nathan Blair out of San Diego, his first Cocodona 250 finish.
And right from Flagstaff, Arizona, we have Aileen Biscaha. Welcome to Cocodona.
It's just going to be a run home.
That's right.
Andrea Bartlett out of Faircrest, Alabama, our second Alabama runner. Abby Reinhold out of Salida, Colorado, first Cocodona for her. And Kaz Williams, that's one you're going to have to watch down, like on the down. Kaz, are you familiar with Kaz?
Enlighten me, just to make sure.
She runs a lot of like fixed time stuff.
Okay.
Very good fixed time runner. I would not be surprised. I think multi-day is her specialty. Kaz Williams.
Exciting.
Tanya Twardowski out of Alabama. Alabama getting some love here, going for her first Cocodona 250. Brandy Roberts, our 99th runner selected out of the Cocodona 250 out of Colorado, going for her first finish. And number 100, Tony McDermott, another North Carolina. 7 out of the first 100. And Tony is a one-time finisher in 2022. So he ran the alternate course from that year. So this is actually an opportunity for him to check out the full thing.
Yeah, I think there's a handful of people that haven't made it back around yet. And, I mean, I'm still waiting to make my second trip one of these years after only the inaugural.
So we've got 10 countries represented out of the first 100. We've got 375 to go and 30 states represented. You think we're going to top 45 states? I would say that's the over-under at this point.
I mean, it would be great to get to 50.
Yeah. Oh,
So
absolutely.
that would be incredible. Well, we don't know if the odds will be with us. And we had, I think, what was it, 40? Was it 42 countries, I believe, represented? So...
And out of the, so far, I think the women's side is starting to take shape already. I mean, you've got Lindsay Dwyer, Megan McCarty, and Kaz Williams. I mean, those are
Lila
three.
too,
And Lila, too, yeah. So that's 4 excellent women who have had, some high-level results at various races around the world. So I think that that's going to be something that we're going to be, like, those are names that when we do our previews as the race approaches, we'll be definitely talking about those names.
Absolutely. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in. We've got about 1,500 people tuning in right now, which is incredible. So thank you all for being here. Should we keep rolling?
Let's do it.
All right. On the edge of my seat.
Krista Wilhelmsen out of Minnesota, 2-time Cocodona finisher. Welcome back. Olivero Alato out of Italy, our second Italian drawn, going for his first Cocodona finish. Omar Rivera out of Phoenix, local guy. Omar's been running.
Don't want to, give Omar his time
Omar,
here. But...
Yeah, Omar. We'll circle back to Omar, but Bob Hearn. That's an interesting one. Bob Hearn has a couple of American records in fixed time running. Also, the smartest person in Cocodona. I'm going to call that right now.
There you go.
Bob Hearn. Looking forward to seeing you out here. Eugene Kubota out of Los Angeles, going for his first Cocodona finish. Austin Newblum, Cocodona finisher from 23. Welcome back. Sandra LaFontaine, another prior Cocodona finisher, coming back after finishing this year. Welcome back. Ken Saris out of Oklahoma, our second Oklahoman. Welcome to Cocodona. Let's get that first finish. Oh, here we go. Callie
crowd
Vinson.
favorite.
Absolutely crowd favorite. Finished in 2024. Very emotional. Callie Vinson, welcome back.
I think she's heading back to Mammoth 200 this year, I saw.
Oh, yeah. She's crushing
exciting.
it lately. Jordan Gracie out of Texas, your first Cocodona. We'll see you next year. Grayson Mann out of Virginia, his first Cocodona 250. Carter Bishop out of Ohio going for his first Cocodona finish. Jim Whitcomb out of New Mexico, first Cocodona 250 for Jim. Uwe Stammer, our second German drawn, going for his first Cocodona finish. Ray Sanchez finished in 2022. Like we said before with a previous runner, this will be his first time to get the new course, the full course. Cooper Morrison out of Australia. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Mike Hensley out of Prescott Valley, going to have to resist that urge to run home and keep going. Mike Hensley, welcome to the Cocodona 250.
Next up is Jennifer Verilek from Sherman, Texas. This will be her first Cocodona. Welcome.
Lisa Figone Crouch out of California going for her first Cocodona 250 finish. Johan Andy out of Canada, our 5th Canadian. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Ray Santana out of Ohio, your first attempt at the Cocodona 250. Welcome. Ramesh Bayan Jankar from Maryland, our first Maryland runner. Welcome to the Cocodona 250.
Next up, we've got William Hopper, which is our first from Ireland.
Welcome, William.
Awesome. We've got another country popping up here.
Janae Hatting out of New Zealand. Welcome, Janae. Alejandra Martinez out of Utah. Welcome to the Cocodona 250.
Another Prescott local.
Scott Verwolf. Welcome, Scott. Angela Rumor out of Tempe, Arizona. Local here. Welcome, Angela. Go get that Cocodona 250 finish.
Seeing a lot from Arizona so far, which is not surprising.
Kelly McCaskill out of Texas, going for her first Cocodona 250 finish. Simon Ward out of Canada. Welcome to the Cocodona 250.
And next up, we have Brandy Payne from St. Louis, Missouri, our first from Missouri. Welcome. First time at Cocodona.
Jacob Buster, our first from Iowa, going for his first Cocodona finish. Kyung Lee, I know that's a familiar name to Arizona runners, going for her first Cocodona 250 finish. Welcome, Kyung. Samuel Arnberger out of Tucson, going for his first Cocodona 250. Coleman O'Neill out of Maryland. Welcome to the Cocodona 250.
Next up we have is Hugh Stewart, which is our third from Great Britain. First Cocodona, welcome.
Kelly Thrush out of Vail, Arizona. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. And Fran Ritchie out of Virginia, going to have her first attempt at the Cocodona 250. Wes Newbeck from Virginia, one-time Cocodona finisher, finished this year. Dean Nielsen out of Georgia, welcome to the Cocodona 250.
Next up is Wes Clark out of Moore Park, California, 18th runner from California.
Here we go. Asher Chisholm, of course, part of the well-documented Chisholm family. Welcome to the Cocodona 250, Asher. I know he's completed the Flagstaff Crest.
And our youngest entrant so far, age 16.
Yep. Robin Buren out of North Carolina, going for her first Cocodona 250. Welcome. Sam Marks out of Santa Barbara, California, first Cocodona 250 for Sam. Charles Hoffacker out of California as well, first Cocodona 250 for Charles. And Josue Ayala out of Brooklyn, coming to town for his first Cocodona 250. Alexandra Zhukovskaya, our first runner from the Czech Republic, drawn.
Yep, 13 countries now. Oh, here we go.
Carol Northrup, two-time Cocodona finisher. Carol, I believe that both of those were top 10 finishes as well. So, Carol, welcome back to Cocodona.
Awesome. Next up, we have Stephen Bailey. It's our second chosen from Washington, first Cocodona 250.
Zachary Wyckoff from Ohio, welcome to the Cocodona 250. And our 150th runner selected is Kristen Breitkrus from Texas. So welcome to the Cocodona 250. What are you noticing? Do you think that the numbers for I guess it's going to end up where we expect anyways with regards to women and men. It seems like it's probably about there, give or take a few percentage
Yeah, I
points.
think it'll probably be about on track as we go. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And the age distribution seems pretty normal, like nothing sticks out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had, I think, the most entrants in the like 30s to 40s kind of range, and then kind of goes up and down from there. But yeah, pretty exciting so far.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Next up, New Country.
Alexander Stevens, our first Swedish runner drawn. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Robbie Cheney. This man just can't get enough of this race.
No, he can't.
Robbie Cheney, a two-time Cocodona finisher, profiled in The Cutoff. If you haven't seen The Cutoff by Dylan Harris, go see it. Robbie Cheney, welcome back. Chris Bowling out of Ohio going for his first Cocodona finish. As is Tim Leahy out of Flagstaff.
I love seeing like those people who are like live on the course. It's so cool.
Kaylee Burke out of Coronado, California. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. John Mahoney out of Sierra Vista. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Nick Allen, one-time finisher this year, coming back for that second attempt. Welcome back, Nick.
I have another returning one-time finisher,
Tyler
Ronk from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Welcome back, Tyler. Jason Horvath out of Utah going for his first Cocodona finish. John Fitzpatrick out of Ireland, our second Irish runner. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Rebecca Myers out of California and Todd Thorpe out of Woodinville, Washington. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Nicholas Wayland out of Australia. Lucas Sagan out of Poland. And Andon Briggs out of Alabama. Emily Flynn, a one-time finisher out of Pennsylvania. Welcome to all of you, or in Emily's case, welcome back to the Cocodona 250. Kyle McCoy going for that first Cocodona finish. Welcome, Kyle, from Washington. Conan Blakemore out of Colorado. Welcome to the Cocodona 250.
Next up from Michigan, we have Hunter Moore, first Cocodona 250.
Nikki Houghton out of Ohio. Welcome for your first Cocodona 250. Dalton Rowland out of Missouri. Welcome to your first Cocodona. Mason Geyer out of Washington. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Daniel Castro out of Massachusetts going for his first Cocodona.
A lot of first-timers in this little stretch right here. And next up from Lake City, Florida, we have Jamie Merkel, our second Florida runner drawn.
Tracy Saxey out of Utah, one-time finisher from 2025. Welcome back, Tracy. Julia Bramer out of California. Welcome for your first Cocodona, Julia.
And also Blake Hilty from Seattle, Washington. Welcome to your first Cocodona.
Tony Gillum, a finisher in 2025, comes back from Alaska. Our first Alaska runner for 2027. Welcome, Tony. Of course, the last time we had an Alaska finisher out of nowhere, Harry kind of shocked us all a couple of years ago. Jessica Palatka from Ohio, welcome for your first Cocodona 250. Tyler Welch finished in 2022, coming back for a second finish.
And a Flagstaff local at that.
Scott Drake, our fourth runner from Great Britain, drawn for his first Cocodona 250. Tanya Oyala out of Oregon, welcome for your first Cocodona. Jessica Southers, our first Kentucky runner, welcome to the Cocodona 250, Jessica.
Got a local Phoenix, Arizona entrant, Austin Gerard, 23 years old, first Cocodona.
Welcome, Austin. Ben Doucette from Texas, welcome to the Cocodona 250. Jerry Haywood, our fifth runner from Great Britain. Welcome for your first Cocodona.
Next up, we have Lee Adams from Salt Lake City, Utah, finished the Cocodona 250 in 2025.
Jesse Weganast out of Canada. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Julie Sager out of Australia is going to be joining us for her first Cocodona as well.
Awesome. Another younger entrant here, 21-year-old Ian Andreas from Ohio, first Cocodona.
Stephen Reek from Flagstaff, going to be running home for his first Cocodona. Another younger runner, 28 years old. Victoria Rochat out of California. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Eddie Duro out of Washington is going to be joining us for his first Cocodona next year. Mandy Merica out of Colorado going to be joining us for her first Cocodona as well. Travis Mattern out of Colorado. Welcome to the Cocodona 250 2027.
Another Steamboat Springs. They're going to have to find some training partners.
Right? Ethan Hanna out of Utah going to get his first Cocodona 250
Seeing
opportunity.
a lot of runners in their 20s popping up lately here.
Geneva Martin out of Cincinnati going to be joining us for her first Cocodona next year. Cade Wilcox as well, first-timer out of Texas. Welcome to the Cocodona 250.
Jeffrey Bolin, our first from Tennessee, from White Bluff, Tennessee, first Cocodona 250. Welcome, Jeffrey.
Our 200th pick in the lottery, Jeffrey Adams out of New York. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Going to be joining us for the first time. We're up to 38 states, 15 countries, and across the board as far as ages go. Of course, we hit 16 years old. We hit 76 years old. About a 60-year spread there. We've got 275 names to go.
Yeah, there's still hope.
Absolutely. You've still got plenty of time. Let's just keep hammering.
Matt Feldake in the chat says he's hoping he gets drawn. I think you have to apply to get drawn.
Yeah, I don't think Matt actually applied.
I don't know if I saw his name on there. All right. Shall we keep going?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Adam Pedicini out of Utah going to join us for his first Cocodona, as is Felix Torres, our first from Kansas.
Up to 39 states now.
Welcome, Felix. Jenny Dolak, that's a familiar name, two-time finisher in 23 and in 25. Going to go for it again in 27. Welcome back, Jenny.
Next up is Alexandra Oberg from Denver, Colorado. Welcome. First Cocodona.
Casey George out of California, a one-time finisher, going to go for number 2. Welcome back, Casey. Sarah Simmons out of Tucson, going to go for her first Cocodona. Welcome, Sarah. Peter Ward, two-time finisher, going to go for number 3 out of Nevada. Welcome back, Peter.
Another Prescott local here, Adam Ellenstein, first-time Cocodona runner.
Yeah, that Prescott crew is going to be training together quite a bit. Oh, here's a familiar name. George Lind, going to go for the 3rd consecutive Cocodona finish. George was the last person into this year's race off the wait list. So he actually has a little bit more time to prepare this year.
You got plenty of time, well in advance this year, which is
fascinating guy. Welcome back, George.
Oh, did we get hung up there? Oh boy. We're a little hung up here. Hold up.
I can tell you a little bit about George Lind. He's a former professional poker player, and he's going for his 3rd consecutive Cocodona finish. Watched him finish on Saturday morning with his family, and it was pretty great to see. So,
do you want to go to our full screen for a second? Give us one quick second here.
Yeah, George broke the internet. I see Andy Jones Wilkins joining us in the chat. Of course, he will be joining us on the Cocodona live stream next year as well. part of our team here at Mountain Outpost. We're just getting everything all back up and running here on the Mountain Outpost Cocodona 250 live stream presented by Altra, the lottery live stream, actually, as I correct myself. Thanks to everybody joining us. As we mentioned, we're not even halfway through the list yet. So if you haven't been drawn yet, take heart. We've still got about 200 and 200 and something, over 260 names yet to call. So stick with us here, and we're going to go through the very top of the wait list when all is said and done as well. So
hopefully our website didn't crash with all the demand.
oh my. Well, Dr. Runda Bomzim was thanking us for announcing the names. We're doing our best.
Yeah.
So we appreciate your patience. If we happen to say your name wrong, we by no means we're doing it on purpose. And to those of you watching who have gotten in, congratulations. I'm kind of curious if, like, for those of you that are running from North Carolina or Florida or Ohio or places, far flung, like, have you found people who have gotten into this race this year along with you that you know and can train with? Because that would actually be like the perfect scenario to be able to pair up with somebody and go on the journey together. So somebody was asking how many people were in the lottery total. I believe
Do we have
ended
AJW? Oh, maybe we can get him and you guys can chat it up for a minute while I get this back up and running.
Do we need the earpiece?
Yeah, we would.
Okay.
Maybe that can buy me a couple minutes.
Sure. And whenever we've got AJW, yeah, just pot him up and we'll hear him. That's for sure. And as we mentioned at the top of the live stream, these are the first runners in. Nobody else has been granted entry to the race yet. So also we wanted to remind people that there will be a number of race entries set aside for race discretion, for race director discretion. It's not an exact number. However, it's not going to detract from the entries that are being drawn today. These 475 names are in, and the wait lists are dedicated to those 475 slots. So if there are charity bibs, elites that are invited, scholarship applications, or other race discretion, whatever Steve Adderholt or Jamil Curry decide, those names that are going to be potentially added are not going to be taking spots from anybody in the lottery or the wait list. Do we have Andy Jones Wilkins with us? Oh, here we go. We're actually wearing our matching shirts today. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, unmute yourself, guy. Oh. I heard something.
How's that?
Perfect. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing great. We are not even halfway through the lottery, and we've named over 200 people.
I know, it's amazing. A couple of headlines, man. True Heart Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so cool to see. David Tosh, I don't know if viewers know, David Tosh, in addition to being director of Blood Rock races in Alabama, is also the race director of the Southern States 200.
Okay.
Yeah, he's legit. So that was so much fun. And of course, Asher Chisholm. So the Chisholm dynasty continues.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's and also the women's race has already pulled several high-profile, high-caliber names.
Yep, Lila Goudreau. We talked about her a lot in the broadcast this year. Megan McCurdy.
Yeah.
McCarty. Yep.
Lindsay Dwyer.
Lindsey Dwyer.
And Kaz Williams is somebody who I think people are going to be paying attention to as the race progresses. Kaz Williams has done a lot of big numbers in fixed time and in multi-day. So Kaz Williams out of France is somebody that I'm definitely going to be following. I've seen her out at Across the Years put together some big numbers over the course of 2-day and 3-day and 6-day. So.
I mean, and Chris, what do you think, man? It was not very long ago when you and Matt Feldick and a couple other people were scrambling this thing together in 2021 and 22. And here we are doing a lottery for it 11 months before the race.
It is wild. It is really wild to see. I'm just grateful to be a part of it, to be honest. I think it's fantastic for us to have this opportunity. I was there that first year when it was me, Matt, Shelby, Farrell, and Rob Ricardo doing our best to stay awake and cover every shift imaginable and following the race, on a very modest budget and amount of technology. But things have moved forward, and I'm grateful to be along for the ride, and I can't wait to see what 2027 brings.
And I think it's a safe bet that in those first couple of years, there were not any entrants from, I don't know, say Kazakhstan.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, we've got global representation. We've got, I believe, at this point, 38 or 39 states represented as well. So, I mean, I'm really excited to see, what happens with this huge amount of representation. Okay, so I want to, I was talking about Kaz Williams for people. I think this is the first time that she's actually been featured on one of our events. So she won the URA 100 in 2019. So that should raise an eyebrow immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So running the URA 100 and winning it, finished second at Moab in 2018, third at Tahoe in 2017, top 10 finish at Vol State this year, 2023. Top 10 at Swiss Alps 100, Tour de Jante finisher last year. So again, that's a name that I'm going to be keeping my eye on. So,
there's got to be someone out there who can figure out the 11 states we have left.
Well, I know that we haven't seen North Dakota or South Dakota. I don't think we've seen Maine.
And I don't know about Rhode Island or Delaware.
Rhode Island, Delaware, Connecticut. What? Southern states. We've had
Mississippi, Louisiana.
We haven't had Mississippi, and I don't think we've had Louisiana. So
we've certainly had Hawaii and Alaska.
Yeah. And we're just taking a quick pause on the drawing for those just tuning in as we get
we just got a little overloaded on the people tuning into the website, so it temporarily crashed it. So we're getting it back up and running here in a second.
So if we drew you,
that's a shocker, Jamil.
If we drew you, you're in the race. We're not going to restart the drawing.
We're not going to start over.
So AJW, is there anybody that that like maybe you coach or somebody you're rooting for and crossing your fingers to get into this race that maybe the audience might not be completely familiar with?
No, absolutely no. Actually, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that are interested in getting into it, but and I think it's kind of cool. This is the first Cocodona lottery. I think people honestly, I've done the race. So is Jamil. Like, you guys don't know what you're in for. You might be you might be celebrating the fact that you got in today, but man, you but no, I don't really. That's kind of the fun thing about 200s and these longer races is they appeal to so many people, such a cross section of people. It's very different. Like, from someone like my perspective, it's very different than, say, the Western States or Hard Rock Lottery, where it seems like I know half the people that end up getting picked. It's not the case at all here, and I think that's really cool. I mean, I remember years ago, Jason Koop was a fellow coach of mine at CTS. Is like, oh, AGW, you got to go to these 200s. It's a totally different scene. And of course, now that I've been to a bunch of them, I get it. It is, and it's a very cool scene. So. But you mentioned Bob Hearn.
Yes.
I'll be really interested to see how how Bob manages his way around Cocodona. He's just this incredibly cerebral guy. In fact, I was doing a run with Megan Canfield. She lives up here in Corvallis, where I've since recently moved to, and she's coaching Bob for Western States this year, and he's trying to do his same thing for Western States as he's done for everything else. So I mean, that'll be fascinating to see how he does at Cocodona.
Of course, a few years ago, also, I guess I didn't even think about it. The fact that Bob Hearn has the course record for Vol State 500K, and what he did on that course was unbelievable. He beat the course record at age 55 by 3 hours, and it hasn't been touched since. So it tells you that the longer the race goes, the stronger Bob gets. I mean, he's done, tons of multi-day. He's logged 150 plus miles in 24 hours on a track into his 50s. He's still able to go out there and drop 140, 145, even at age 60. He's going to be chasing American age group records for the next several years.
Yeah, and Chris, I don't know if Bob ever talked to you after this past year's Cocodona, but he was when I passed him, he was kind of angry with you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And it was after he had decided to take off whatever obscene costume he ran the first 3 loops in. But he told me, yeah, I made the mistake of listening to Warden tell me what the 60 and over record was. And so, because of course you have an encyclopedic memory of all the Javelina records.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went after it in his absurd costume. He was on pace after 2 loops, barely hanging on after 3 loops, and then he just collapsed and changed out of his costume and walked it in from there. But I remember when I passed him, he was like, oh, that gosh darn Chris Warden, he told me what the record was, and I went for it.
I don't think that Bob Hearn is going to dress the same way for Cocodona as he did at Javelina, where he dressed as an astronaut and with an extra letter in there, an extra S tossed in there somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, he was a chafing mess. He really was. So he had to do a total wardrobe reset.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what Bob can do in this race. I look forward to seeing him at Western States later this month. But I think that Cocodona is one of those races where he can be somebody who is going to be able to weather the elements, the distance, and when it comes to problem solving, you're talking about a guy who is probably capable of solving problems better than anybody else on the course.
Yeah. Another name on the sort of age group side that popped up relatively early in the draw was Danny Westergaard. I don't know how well, Danny has a bunch of bad water finishes and has done like stupid things like back and forth on bad water or whatever they call that. He's been to Western States a bunch of times. He's a really strong, talented runner, been at it for a long time. I think this might be his first go at a 200 plus mile organized event. He's certainly gone that long in do-it-yourself type things. Maybe he's gone that long in fixed times. I'm not sure, but it'll be fun to see how he does.
Also, another name when you're talking about age group runners is Susie Kramer. Susie Kramer, 60 years old, a local out of Arizona here, former member of the Aravaipa racing team. I stepped away from it a couple years ago, but I remember Susie dropping, even into her mid 50s, going, maybe, 17, 18-hour 100 milers. So Susie, and also a local, so she knows what she's in for in Arizona. I would be really interested to see what she does here at this race.
Yeah, and you know what, Chris, Cocodona really presents these opportunities for 50 and over runners to, throw down something that, the race hasn't been going on long enough to have like, a Hall of Fame list of course records, but you kind of like what Becky Bates has done for the last couple of years at Hard Rock. Well, you get these runners that just kind of figure out their distance and they figure out how to dial it in, and next thing you know, you've got a 50 plus or 60 plus runner doing like a 85-hour finish, and it's like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
Also, in terms of inspirational runners, not from an age grouper standpoint, but just from what she does and what she represents, Callie Vinson is coming back to
Oh,
Cocodona.
it was so nice to see Callie's name drawn. I mean, her story is well known. She had a really, really challenging DNF a couple of years back, and then came back the next year, worked really hard, and got the finish done. So it'll be fun to see Callie back.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that. And also, I know that somebody you're familiar with, Asher Chisholm, bringing up the bottom of the age bracket so far. Not the youngest person in the lottery, still might be surpassed as far as the youngest competitor next year.
So yeah, Asher is, I believe, 16,
Yes.
and there's still somebody younger than him in the lottery.
Eli Straub, yes.
Oh, right on. Well, we'll see if Eli gets strong. Is there anybody older than David Tosh?
No,
Or is
David
he,
Tosh is the oldest that was in the lottery as of today.
and he's in. He's in.
Yeah.
Right on. It's interesting to note too that I don't think any of the legacy runners have been picked yet, have they?
No, we haven't seen any of our six-timers. We've seen a couple of three-timers, I believe, Carl Balloon being the most recent
Oh
one that
yeah.
was called.
Yeah.
But we'll see because we're still not even halfway through. So,
Oh yeah.
once Jamil gives us the signal we're ready to go, we will jump back in and resume the picks. Okay. So as soon as I get the hand signal, he'll let me know. But yeah, I mean, the numbers for this Cocodona 250 were simply staggering. And you look at it, 1,950 or thereabouts, or 1,985 or something like that. In terms of the final applicants that were entered the lottery as of tonight. I know there were a couple last minute drops, but 3 6-time finishers, 40 countries represented, and we've already pulled from over a dozen. And we've already gotten to 38 or 39 states represented, and we're not even halfway through yet.
Yeah, that's just incredible. In fact, I realized that a couple of years back. I asked Steve Adderholt. I wanted to do an article about Cocodona for my column in I Run Far, and I asked Steve if I could, even though I wasn't in the race, if I could run the training run, that Aravaipa organizes 5 weeks before the race, that runs from the start to Crown King. And by the way, public service announcement: if you have been picked, you should sign up for that training run, because you will, especially if you're a first timer, you will want to see that first 37 miles. So I signed, and you might regret seeing it, but it's so much better to see it the second time on race day rather than the first time. So anyway, it was 2 years ago. I'm running along, doing the training run with a whole bunch of people, and I'm chatting like I sometimes do. And they were from New York and Michigan and Ohio, and people had flown out from all corners of the country to run that training run. And I thought, this race, I mean, it captures something in people. And so, I mean, I really do think it's so cool to see 39 states already, not even halfway through. I think, what is it, 18 countries? I mean, this has become something to behold.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been pretty amazing to be a part of the journey to this point, and I really am looking forward to seeing where we're going. Of course, for those people who are just tuning in, we are about 209 names in. We're just getting our systems back up and running. We have over 250 names to pull yet. And then, of course, there will be the wait list. We're not going to go entirely down the wait list, as that would be another several hundred names, but we'll name off the top several, I think top 25 in each the men's and women's side. So
it was funny to see George Lind, and I know I was sort of joking that he broke the internet, but George is he ran the 125, then he ran the 250 last year, 250 again this year. I would say he would probably be the first person to say about himself that, like, I don't think there's anybody, like, when the wheels fall off, that they fall off quite as dramatically as with George. I mean, not only do they fall off, but they roll down the cliff and they bounce. And like when he, and I'm just so glad he got picked because he gets a chance to go back again and get it right, because he's the first guy to say, and I would say the same thing. Like, he's a sub 100-hour guy for sure.
I agree.
He's just based on how he runs and all of this, and
He's done
and the
20.
poor
He's
guy.
done sub 20-mile or 20-hour 100-milers. Like, he's a
Oh
very
yeah,
talented runner.
oh yeah. I mean, he's done several sub 20 javelinas, and but then he just gets to Cocodona, and I don't know what happens. But I'm so glad to see him get picked, and I don't know, maybe that's the lottery gods and why the internet broke right when his name was picked. But
It was great to watch
it'll
his
be,
finish though this year.
yeah,
Bringing in
oh
the
yeah.
family and his kids coming across the finish line. It did bring a huge smile to my face to see him. He was a golden hour finisher this year. So, but yeah, I
Yeah,
think he's
it
got
was.
a lot more left in the tank if things go well for him for sure.
And another one of the smart, like Bob Hearn, one of the smart guys. I don't know. It was about a week ago. He just, he's like, oh, I whipped together a little odds chart of what it's like, what your odds are of getting into Cocodona, and it was like, 2,000 words long.
Well, with George, I mean, his experience as a professional poker player would definitely um, go along the lines of trying to figure out the odds of getting into this race.
Yeah, right, exactly. I could see George doing that. Yeah, and so and it's also cool. You guys have been talking about there. It's cool to see several runners who have gotten in this first 200 or so picks, who ran it in 2022. And this
Yes.
is not to take anything away from the 2022 race, but it was not the certainly not the current incarnation of the course. So it'll be so much because there was a big fire down low, and it required a major reroute kind of late in the game. So it'll be so cool for those runners, and hopefully there'll be even more that get picked who ran it. That was their one time they've done it so far, and coming back and doing the full course and the. I mean, not no. I'm sorry. The other course was a full 250. It was
Yeah.
just a different course.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, one of the things, there were two ways to look at it. On the one hand, you didn't have the climb up to Crown King, Lane Mountain, Camp Kippa, and everything. On the other hand, you started at 5,000, 5,500 feet
mhm.
elevation. So there were, it was kind of some people thought that having less climb might make it harder or might make it easier. But then there were other people who, if you were coming from, flat land and Prescott pops you out at 5,500 elevation from jump, you don't have any time to really get into a rhythm before your lungs might really start to get punished.
Yeah, it was a great race that year. It was certainly a different race. I think it was what the organizers kind of had to do given those circumstances. But given, where it's been since in 23, 24, 25, I mean, now it would be almost it would be almost criminal to not do that opening climb. In
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah. And for those who, maybe, who haven't done the race before that are intrigued about it, what is the point in the course that you enjoyed the most running it as a competitor last year?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Chris. I I love the desert. You guys know that. I love the desert, but I really felt like when I got out of Sedona, I mean, Sedona was in my head, the Hangover Trail and all the sort of hype around that, and it was appropriate hype. It's a tricky trail, but it's nothing to really be scared about. But once you leave Sedona, and you're at about mile 165 or so, and the now course goes on this beautiful dirt road. The old course went up Kasner Canyon, and it was a bit of a grind. This gets on this nice gravel road. Like after you've basically for an hour or an hour and a half, depending on how fast you're going, been on the sort of red Sedona slick rock type stuff, you get onto this nice gravel road. It's maybe 7, 8% grade, and you just start winding up, and you literally go from the what feels like the desert, even though Sedona at that point is 4,500 feet,
Mm.
up to 7,000 feet. And when you hit the Coconino Plateau, and there's an unmanned aid station that's just water, and you stock up on your water there, and then you got about 6 more miles to Schnebly. It's just all of a sudden the pine trees are out, and it's kind of crisp, and that's my second favorite part. My favorite part is what comes after that, and I would argue that not many people think of this as their favorite part, but it's basically the fire road from Schnebly to Munns Park. It's
Interesting.
for the last 2 years you have to do it without a pacer because of the Mexican spotted owl. That there's nesting pairs of Mexican spotted owls in there, and you can just kind of get in a zone. You're by yourself. Maybe you join up with a runner or two. It's so peaceful. It's calm. It's as soon as you get half a mile away from the I-17, you can't hear it anymore. It's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And for those who don't know, I mean, the Coconino Plateau is the largest ponderosa pine forest in the entire world. It's incredible. It expands for miles and miles and miles in all directions. And that section, man, I just loved it.
I remember last year actually reading some of the runner surveys, and there was somebody who was running Cocodona for the first time who had never seen a saguaro. And and they said that they were so excited and went to, like, when they first got to the packet pickup and were able to get out of the car at Deep Canyon Ranch and saw a saguaro, like, immediately went up to it and was just in awe of it. Like, and I was like, oh man, if you think that that's something, you just wait for the next 250 miles.
Right. But when you think about it, right, it's so true. If you've come from Michigan or Pennsylvania or North Carolina, like it seems like half the fields from North Carolina so far,
Right?
you know. But it is I remember doing the climb with a couple folks that were from out of the area during the race last year, and I was like, well, yeah, the saguaro can only grow below about, I want to say about 2,800 feet. I mean, it's before 3,000. I mean, you can like it, and it grows perfectly between like 2,000 and 2,500. So and I was like, well, you're getting up there when you finally don't see saguaros anymore. And they were like, dang, I still see saguaros.
Yeah, you still have a long way to go.
You still have a long way to go.
Of course, that is not the only event that is going to be a part of the Cocodona 250 festivities next year. The Sedona Canyons 125, which is also a Western States qualifier. If you have a sub 52-hour finish, registration for that is open Wednesday at 8 a.m. On the 3rd, Bradshaw Brute on the 4th, Mingus Traverse on the 5th, and Flagstaff Crest on the 6th. So whether your flavor is 125 miles, 100 miles, 80 miles, or 40 miles, we've got something for you.
Let's give it a shot here. I think our next up is Ashley Leisure.
All right. Ashley Leisure out of Florida, our next first-time Cocodona applicant.
And we're blank again for a second. Oh, there we go. Nick Davis.
Oop. We went back to George. Okay, Nick Davis out of Indiana. First Cocodona 250 for Nick. Joanna Rodriguez. I have trained with Joanna, done Mount Ord with Joanna. Congratulations, Joanna. Going to get her first Cocodona 250.
17-year-old from Texas.
Ooh.
Tad Tolbert. Hopefully it'll come up here in a second. There it is.
So that's our second teenager. Lisa Wong out of Canada. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Vivian Huang out of New York, going to have her first chance at the Cocodona 250. Sherry Log out of Levine, local here to the Valley. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. James Hessen finished this year, going to come back for a second opportunity. Welcome back, James. Joe Williams out of Portland, Oregon. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. 61 years young. First opportunity for him. Cody Firstenau, our first out of North Dakota. We now have 40 states represented for Cocodona 250 next year. George Islip out of Canada, Calgary. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Georgie. Hunter Harms out of California going to get his first chance at the Cocodona 250. Eli Stevenson, our second from Iowa. Welcome to the Cocodona 250 for the first time, Eli. Candace Gale out of Window Rock. Welcome to the Cocodona 250, Candace. James Bowler out of Tennessee. First timer. Welcome, James. Another first timer in Susan Bryden out of Colorado. Welcome, Susan. Edward Dapra out of Washington. Welcome, first timer Edward Dapra. Lisa Donchak out of California, going to go for her first Cocodona finish. Welcome, Lisa.
Little hung up there.
Chris and Jamil, a quick note.
Sure.
So cool to see another runner from Window Rock. I think one of the incredible aspects of Dylan Harris's film, The Cutoff, was the way in which he was able to work with the runners from the Navajo Nation who ran the race. And I mean, it's of course, the Navajo have been running long distances for centuries, and the fact that he was able to shine a light on them with that film is just lit up that community. So cool to see another runner from Window Rock come into Cocodona.
Yeah, absolutely. Watching several of those runners over the course of the last couple of years has been fantastic. Ryan Bailey out of Whitman, Arizona, going for that third Cocodona finish. Welcome back, Ryan. Gunnar Young out of Alaska, our second Alaska runner. Welcome to Cocodona, Gunnar. Michaela Key out of Texas, going for her first Cocodona. Welcome, Michaela. Aaron Sheridan, welcome to your first Cocodona out of Washington. Jim Fash out of Illinois, welcome. Come join us for your first Cocodona. Tracy Denblaker out of Michigan, four-time Cocodona finisher, going for number 5.
Wow.
Connor Foley, a local here to Glendale, Arizona, welcome to your first Cocodona. Jasmine McInnes out of California, welcome. Join us for your first Cocodona. Another first-timer, Cinta Tricoli out of Rancho Cucamonga, California. Welcome, Cinta.
Easy for you to say.
Gresham Murdoch out of Gulfport, Mississippi, our first Mississippi runner.
There we go.
And we are now halfway through. Bill,
is that 42 states?
I think so. Bill Kurz, Kurzeha out of Banning, California. Welcome, Bill. First Cocodona. Stephanie Bennett out of Washington. Welcome for your first Cocodona. Caden Coleman out of Utah. Welcome. Join us for Cocodona. Another first-timer, Dana Clark out of Ohio. That's 10 from Ohio. Congratulations, Dana. Noelle Bauer, our third runner from Indiana. Welcome, Noelle, your first Cocodona. Melissa Mead from Washington, going to join us for her first Cocodona. Jim Smith, one-time finisher, coming back from Florida for his second Cocodona finish. Isabel Watson, first-timer from California. Welcome. Josh Kenworthy, another first-timer from Florida. Welcome, Josh. Aramek Khachaturian out of California. Welcome, Aramek. Tyler Thompson out of Oregon, going to join us for his first Cocodona. Suzanne Wiede out of the Netherlands, our first Dutch runner drawn. Congratulations, Suzanne. We will see you here.
Now up to 16 countries.
Anthony Saviola out of Golden, Colorado, coming back for a second finish. Welcome back, Anthony.
That's 250 spots right there.
Yep.
Just keep rolling while it's working.
Let's do it.
All right.
Well, we've got it. Let's do it. Right?
That's right.
Our first Connecticut runner, Eddie Healy. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Kevin Porter out of Colorado Springs going to join us for his first Cocodona, as will Manuel out of Greenwich, Connecticut. They come in streaks, like once you break the seal. Lindsay Teague from Georgia going to join us for her first Cocodona. Welcome, Lindsay. Paul James Johnson, a five-timer. Also, yeah, almost, he'll be 70 years old on race day because he was 69 for this year's. Welcome back, Paul. Zoila Callow. Oh, Zoila and Joanne, who we drew a little bit ago, trained together. That'll be a lot of fun. Congratulations, Zoila. Melissa Montgomery out of California. Welcome to the Cocodona 250 for her first opportunity. Brianna Kovacs out of Canada, our 10th Canadian drawn. Welcome, Brianna. Casey Gordon from Colorado, welcome for your first Cocodona.
Huge welcome to Brian Smith from Goodyear, Arizona. And first Cocodona, 41 from Arizona so far.
Scott Lee out of Virginia, going to join us for his first Cocodona. Welcome, Scott. Brady McDonald from Florida, welcome to the Cocodona 250. Jamie O'Sullivan out of Napa, going to join us for his first Cocodona. Stephanie Rosebow, going to come back for a third finish here at Cocodona. Familiar name, out of Prescott. Andrew Moore, our second runner from New Hampshire, going to join us for his first Cocodona. Another first-timer, Miranda Young out of Reno, Nevada. Welcome, Miranda. Daisy Martinez joining her in the first-timer club out of California. Welcome, Daisy. Paul Templer out of Texas, going to join us for his first Cocodona. Amanda Pasco out of Utah, first-time Cocodona runner. Welcome, Amanda. Drew Castle, going to go for the third-time finish out of California. Welcome back, Drew. Phil Shaw out of Washington, going for his first Cocodona finish. Alexei Rutovsky out of Russia, our first Russian runner drawn, which will bring us to 17 countries. Welcome, Alexei. Ariel Disick out of New Jersey. Welcome, Ariel. Austin King, first-timer out of Ohio. Welcome, Austin. Luke Miller finished this year, going to come back for a second shot at it. Welcome. Jim Miller out of Texas, first timer. Welcome, Jim.
The Millers from Texas are coming.
Yep.
The whole Miller clan.
Threw me off for a minute there. Brittany Cother out of Indiana. Welcome, Brittany, for your first Cocodona. Andreas Suter, our first Swiss runner, brings us up to 18 countries. Andreas, welcome. Sebastian Favreau out of Quebec. Welcome, Sebastian, for your first Cocodona. G. Bao out of Illinois. Welcome, G. First Cocodona. Willem Wiede out of the Netherlands. Second Dutch runner drawn. See, they come in like pairs and in trios. Mallory Charlie Krause out of Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome for your first Cocodona. Blake Dunn, welcome. First Cocodona out of Indiana. First timer Ronnie Flagg out of Green Valley, Arizona. Welcome, Ronnie. Kevin Gordoner out of Renton, Washington. Welcome, Kevin. First timer. Oh, he's back. Bill Dittman going for his second finish. Bill has run lots of miles in Arizona.
And yeah, that was an inaugural year finish right there.
Yeah, Bill
Now,
Dittman.
now lives in Wisconsin. But
Great runner. Great guy. Betsy Larder going to run home to Flagstaff for her first time at Cocodona. First, or one-time finisher Jim Ryan out of Washington coming back. Welcome back, Jim Ryan. Ed Shelton going for finish number 4.
1,000 Mile Club going for it.
1,000 Mile Buckle. Welcome back, Ed. Out of Canada, first-timer Stuart Chutter. Welcome, Stuart. Chandler Hayes, another first-timer out of Chandler, Arizona. Brandon Mock out of Casa Grande, first-timer, our 47th runner from Arizona. Welcome back, or welcome, Brandon.
Next.
Deanna Horrigan out of Kentucky. Welcome, Deanna, for your first attempt at Cocodona. Another first-timer, Joshua Janish out of New York. Welcome, Joshua. Jarrett Woodholm out of Nebraska, our first Nebraska runner. Welcome, first-timer. Another first-timer from Peru, Jose Humberto Gonzalez, our first Peruvian drawn. Erica Betts, first-timer out of Alaska. Welcome, Erica. From Florida, first-timer Trev Van Notzenberg. Welcome, Trev. From Houston, another first-timer, Isabel Kurzava. Welcome, Isabel. Another first-timer from Florida, Kimberly McLean. Welcome, Kimberly.
That brings us up to 300.
That's 300, so we got 175 names to go.
Hey, Chris and Jamil, before I jump off, Chris, I've got to say, Tim Tweetmeyer, he ran Western States 25 times, and he pronounces the names in the lottery every year. You are crushing Tim Tweetmeyer. I know you probably have not beat him in very many things.
No.
Your name pronunciation is incredible. Let's hear it for Chris. It's like you've done your homework. It's like you've memorized all 2,000 of these runners. So good on you for that, man.
And Notzenberg, that was a good one.
Yeah, thanks, AJW. Thanks, Jamil. I appreciate that. I'm doing my best. All right, moving on. Mark Orlando from Glendale. First Cocodona for Mark. Welcome. Philip Matthias from Germany, our third German runner. Welcome, Philip. First timer. One-time finisher, Cameron Hall from Seattle, Washington. Welcome back, Cameron. First timer, another one from Seattle right off the bat, Marissa Pasnick. Welcome, Marissa.
Got an Australian here, Nick Fisher. This is our 5th Australian drawn, first Cocodona.
That seems like a lot.
I think there were a lot of applicants. Yeah.
Janina Simmons out of Texas, first Cocodona for Janina. Welcome. 6th runner from Great Britain, Sam Wilton from London. California native, first timer, Dan Boyle. Welcome, Dan. First Cocodona 250 for Emma Cartwright from Australia.
It's going to be a pretty good contingency from there.
Aaron Quinn finished in 2024, coming back. Our 7th runner from New York. Welcome back, Aaron Quinn. Grace Kyrgios from Maryland. Welcome for your first Cocodona. From California, first timer Daniel Jurnell. Welcome, Daniel. One-time finisher from Waddell, local Alexander Lamb. Welcome back. 2-time finisher going for that 3rd finish from Idaho, Cassidy Hood. Welcome back, Cassidy. Johanna Antila from Finland, our first Finnish runner drawn. Welcome, Johanna.
It brings us up to 20 countries represented so far.
Wow. First timer from Chatsworth, California, Bryant Bellarmino. Welcome, Bryant. Lisa Devona from Florida, first timer. Welcome, Lisa. Another first timer, this one from Texas, Johnny Holman. Welcome to Cocodona. Another first timer from Maryland, Jenny Lipnicki. Congratulations, Jenny. Oh, our first legacy, Aaron Flesher, 6-time Cocodona finisher. Welcome back, Aaron. Can't wait to see you again. Going for lucky number 7, Aaron Flesher. Josh Fuller from Wyoming. Welcome, your first Cocodona opportunity. Josh Gignac from Oklahoma, another first-timer. Welcome, John.
They'll have a varying length of showing up, it seems like.
Yeah. Sometimes I have to speed up. Sometimes I can talk a little bit. Super excited about Aaron coming back.
Yeah. Oh, this one's hung up a little bit. Well, I'm going to click it again and we'll see what happens here. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of an error here.
So we've got 322 in. We've got about 150 to go. So we're about 2/3 of the way done. There's still hope for those of you that have not yet gotten in. For those of you who have, I see a couple of you in the chat. Congratulations to you. And of course, Aaron Flesher, legacy himself, is in the chat. So congratulations, Aaron. For those not familiar with Aaron, his experience at Cocodona has been pretty fantastic. Watching him from year 1 to year 4, I believe, he dropped an hour, or not an hour, a day off of his time. He went from, I believe, above 115 hours to about 90 hours over the course of his first 4 years running Cocodona. So seeing him out there, year after year has been one of the highlights of covering this race, simply because he's a great guy, obviously a fantastic runner, very talented. I know he comes from a through hiking background more so than from a running background, but yeah, Aaron, it's going to be great to have you back out here yet again. So I see Matt Feldake in the chat wanting to cheer for a miracle. Well, it would be a miracle if you got pulled, because I don't think you entered the drawing, but
yeah, bear with us. We got just a little glitch here. We'll be back up and running here shortly.
Of course, we are here at Aravaipa Studios doing the drawing for the Cocodona 250 presented by Altra for 2027. A reminder about the wait list. So after we have drawn all the names for the wait list, there are going to be 300 names for the wait list drawn, 150 female, 150 male. Waitlist applicants will be selected to join the race as participants withdraw. If a female drops from the entrance list, a female will be invited off the female list, and vice versa. If one of the wait lists is exhausted, the invite would fall to the other wait list. And if you are, and this is important, if you're invited off the wait list, you have 3 days to respond to the invite. You can't just let that sit. I mean, I've seen in events past where somebody has kind of taken advantage of the graciousness of the race directors and perhaps not responded for a week or even a month in some cases. I've seen that happen, and I think that you're kind of putting pressure on those below you on the wait list if you don't respond. So you got 3 days, so pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Are we back up and running?
Not yet.
Okay. So, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. For those of you, I mean, we've had 1,500, 1,800 people watching for the most part. We're 2/3 of the way through the draw. We will, once we get things back up and running, we will start reading off more names. Of course, we do have a couple more legacies in the name, or legacies to potentially draw. I'm just guessing that Andy Glaze is one of them potentially that we might see. I don't know who the other legacy coming back might be. I didn't actually look at the list beforehand. And folks, as you can tell, this is happening live. This is we are not. We didn't do the drawing beforehand, and
maybe we should have.
maybe, but I think we're doing all right, all things considered. Thanks to all of you tuning in.
Thanks for your patience too,
and all the traffic. I think to the website. I think that everybody is following along and refreshing just as much as we are. I actually pulled myself off the website to have one less person following it. So. But yeah, and thanks to Andy Jones-Wilkins, who joined us there to talk about his experience at Cocodona as a runner, calling it, the training runs he's helped tirelessly conduct over the years. We've had some preview runs now pretty much since the beginning of the race, but now it's properly cut up into segments, and they make a couple different weekends of it to see things. I know that, for instance, after the Crown King Scramble, there's typically a run north from there to Camp Kippa, which would give people an extra 20-plus miles of the course. And I fully encourage the idea. I've never run Cocodona, but I've run enough of the trails, and I know enough people who have run it. If you get selected, get out here and check those trails out. Other than a very small stretch of the course, it's accessible at all times.
Oh, as far as training, where you can train on course?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few areas of private property,
Mhm.
like Fain Ranch is probably the most well-known.
Yeah.
The Parting Jerome, we do go through a section that is normally off limits.
Okay.
Like
Good to
on
know.
race day, and then there's a couple others here and there. So
Okay. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, you can get the flavor of what you're going to be encountering. Of course, like going up and over Eldon is absolutely available all times of the year. I would suggest not going up there during the winter because Flagstaff winters can be pretty brutal. But yeah, if you get the opportunity to come out and preview the course, you got to do it because that's going to help your success. So we've got, I think, 6 runners that have been pulled from Florida, a lot of beast coasters who maybe aren't used to, some of that elevation or, wherever you're from. I know we had a runner from North Dakota or a couple from Illinois. You'll get some hill work out there for sure. But if you get an opportunity to come out here and preview it, plus it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous terrain, gorgeous territory. So if you're interested in getting a jump on your training, that's how you do it.
still working. Sorry.
Oh no, you. Okay. So, yeah, that's right. So I guess that the other legacies would be Andy Glaze, and Jeff Garmeyer. So I think I'm crossing my fingers to see both of them get in. Of course, both of them have created a whole lot of content surrounding this race because it's been a huge part of what they've done. I mean, Andy Glaze is constantly creating videos, as part of his journey. And Jeff Garmeyer has spent several episodes of his podcast leading up to and as a debriefing for the race. Actually, shameless plug for the Free Outside, Jeff Garmeyer's podcast. He had Aravaipa's own Bryce Brooks on an episode leading up to Cocodona this year, and the information, the historical perspectives that they brought with regard to the Cocodona course, it was absolutely fantastic to hear Bryce have so much detail on the history of the various towns that you run through, various mining operations, and areas and ranches. He had so much information. If you're interested, if you're a history buff that likes to know the story of the areas where you're running, I highly encourage you to check it out. It was a late April episode of The Free Outside where Jeff Garmeyer and Bryce Brooks talked about the history of the Cocodona course. And being a history buff myself, I was actually enlightened by several points and things that they shared. So I can't stress that enough. Also, go and check out the Cocodona Chronicles. Tony Hill has put together for years short films over the course of the Cocodona race that profile runners in various stages of the race, whether they be early on leaders or crossing the finish line, as well as the back of the pack. Tony Russ has done a great job with those. And if you check on YouTube, they've compiled the Cocodona Chronicles into basically what amounts to a full-length film, and you can check that out. And not only do you get to know the runners over the course of his documentation of the race, but you also get to see the course itself, which is, in terms of its beauty, it's unparalleled. You get to see so much of Arizona, and you jump climates. You start out in the desert, you start out down just out on the outskirts of Phoenix, Black Canyon City, Deep Canyon Ranch. First thing you do is, over the course of the next 35, 40 miles, climb about 10,000 feet up into the Bradshaws. You stay high, then you dip down into Sedona at about 4,500 feet, and then you climb back up on the Coconino Plateau. It's an amazing, diverse course that you get to traverse when you're participating in the Cocodona proper.
Absolutely.
We're
still hung up for a few more minutes, hopefully.
It's live TV, basically. So, we've got about...
Do you want to put the screen back up at least? We can kind of recap where we're at with everything.
Absolutely.
We're hung up on John right now, so he gets a lot of airtime at the moment.
So John Gignac out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, going for his first Cocodona finish. As we mentioned, also Aaron Flesher, a legacy, one of our 3 legacies that entered this year, and looking forward to having him back. We've got 20 countries represented, 43 states. I was thinking the over-under might be 45, but we do have entrants from all 50 states.
So it is possible, theoretically.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have 2 teenagers in the race, and we have 1 runner above 70. That was David Tosh, 76 years young, going to be joining us. And I believe that would probably make him the oldest finisher if he does finish. I think that the current oldest finisher is Michael Copy at this point, who I believe was 75 when he finished a few years ago.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
One of those things. And also another name of note I saw mentioned in the chat was Paul James Johnson. Paul James Johnson will be 70 years old on race day, I believe, next year. A 5-time finisher. Finished the last 5 Cocodonas. So he's going to be going for number 6, which will put him at 1,500 miles. And you mentioned something when somebody had a 3-timer that came back. I forget that, like, when you go to Javelina, like, you get recognized for your 5 finishes. At Cocodona, it's 4 finishes because it'll put you at 1,000 miles.
1,000-mile club. So there's actually a buckle for the 1,000-mile club that's like a larger version of the Cocodona buckle that says 1,000-mile club on it.
Nice. Yeah, looking forward to that. As time approaches for these 3 legacies, if they get in, do you have anything planned for, like, when they get to 10?
I mean, we have a couple years, so we haven't discussed that yet, but I think, there absolutely needs to be something. Yeah. I mean, 2,500 miles, probably maybe a buckle, maybe an even bigger buckle. I don't know. I think we can come up with some ideas here.
Think about the breadth of that. 2,500 miles running this, this amazing race. over the course of, well, and there's, if they were to do it the first 10 years out would be a decade. And I wouldn't put it past any of the three of them to continue to do it until they get to
Yeah.
that
I
point.
mean, the question is, when do you stop? I guess you stop when you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, but these three, I mean, they come from, quite different backgrounds, at least, well, Andy, of course, coming from a more running background, whereas Aaron and Jeff were more through hiking background. Jeff has become a competitive level runner in his career. Aaron's still, kind of primarily in the through hiking space, and Andy going out and running 100 miles every week. Three quite different individuals as the legacy's remaining. So that's where we're at as far as a historical perspective. I do know that our oldest woman in the lottery has still not yet been picked, and that would be Karen Bonet-Natraj, you mentioned.
Yep.
Karen is I guess, sometimes local. She makes her home in California, but also lives here for part of the year as well. I wish everybody could get in, but there's a reason why we're literally drawing names in a lottery. So when our lottery comes back up, we will finish that out. We've got about 150-ish names to go. As we mentioned, we are drawing 475 names today, and we will draw another 300 for the wait list. We're not going to go down the entirety of the wait list, frankly, because I think we'd be out of breath by that point. But we're going to go down about 25 deep because those people are, in all likelihood, probably as good as in, just based on, experience in being involved in races.
Chris, do you want to talk about your experience live broadcasting from Run Flagstaff this year? That was a new change that we had.
Oh, that was wonderful. Of course, we've worked in various studios. We worked in the Aravaipa studios the first couple of years, and then we moved up to basically building studios out of rentals, out of Airbnbs up in Flagstaff for a few years. And this was the first opportunity that we had to be in a public space at Run Flagstaff. And I was so excited about this. And it was everything I hoped it would be to be like in a public space. I mean, people were coming in and watching, taking photos. They kind of wanted to see how the sausage was made. And they would come into the studio and they would be shocked at how much the setup entailed. Like they would see Jordan and Zach and Trevor and everybody else on the other side of the glass, as I like to call it, old radio term. But those people that are working on the production side, keeping our broadcast on, following all of the drone shots, all the follow cams, all of our static cams, trying to keep everything together and to make sure that we have everything aligned and moving forward. And, we had a great team this year. Shout out to all of the people that were part of our broadcast. But it added an element that people could simply come and go out of Run Flagstaff. We were in their side space, basically. And the side space was open for anybody to walk in and sit down. They had a couple benches there people could watch. And I do remember, actually, I think it was Friday night, Jake Jackson and I were calling in some finishers for Flagstaff Crest and for Cocodona. And there was a guy and a woman sitting on one of the benches, and they were sitting there for some time. And at one point, I finally asked Zach, I said, "Is this one of our interviews?" And Zach said, "No, they're just here to watch." And I thought that was so cool. Like, I hope that from there they made their way over to the finish line, which was another great thing. To be in the studio, but only about a block and a half away from the finish line really helped with the energy. And to be able, for us, like if we were not on the air taking breaks, it was one of the things I had an opportunity to do was to talk to Wes Plate. I ran into Wes at the finish line, asked him why he wasn't running the race this year, but also asked him to come by, and he helped Jake and I with those final finishers coming in. And, for instance, being able to identify, gear like that Ultra Aspire pack that everybody was wearing, talking about that, like we got a full, descriptive detail rundown on everything that pack has to offer. And you could tell that piece of gear was very popular amongst the runners because I would say, honestly, of the final 50 finishers, more than a third were wearing it.
Yeah, I was out at mile 11 on race morning, and there was a point in time when there was like 15 of those packs in the aid station getting filled up. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that I guess that we were joking that would be an opportunity with them being as big as they are, an opportunity for people to decorate them, with a personal touch. Because if you set it down for a few moments, you might not end up picking up the right one. And we also made a joke about the idea that if like maybe have a competition where you have like 10 people, 10 packs, and you fill them up with random things and you pick them up and drop them off at various, like maybe loops or something like that. You never know what's going to be in somebody else's pack or anything. But yeah, the closeness that we experienced with Run Flagstaff, and also Run Flagstaff itself as a host, was second to none. They were so welcoming and accommodating. I'm sure that I don't know if you might notice this, but sometimes AJW and I get a little bit loud. But we had no pushback. They were totally cool with us being there. It was a lot of fun.
All day, all night, everything.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the from open to close for sure. I mean, every customer who came into the store saw what was going on. So it was a great opportunity. And the studio is decked out by Altra. They did a great job, and it really looked fantastic, and it felt comfortable. And I hope that that they enjoyed having us as much as we enjoyed being there. So,
I don't know. I'm stuck right
all
now.
right, we're still working on getting our tech side stuff taken care of, but we still do have 150-ish odd names to go. Yeah, John Gignac getting a whole lot of love right now in the chat. So just for that, I'm going to look up John Gignac on Ultra Sign Up, and let's see if we can find out about him. If he's got an Ultra Sign Up, interesting.
From Oklahoma.
So I can't find him on Ultra Sign Up. Maybe he doesn't have one.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he does? Oh, there we go.
Well, somewhere.
Yep, I found it. Okay. Looks like, yeah, he's he ran he hasn't done much in the last couple years, but ran Pikes Peak Marathon multiple times, so he's done some climbing. That's good. He'll need that experience. So John Gignac, 40 years old, out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Of course, we talked about Aaron Flesher. Josh Fuller, I believe, is a first-timer coming out of Wyoming. Jenny Lipnicki, Johnny Holman, Lisa Devoni. Those are the names that we most recently drew. So I hope they are getting together their crew and their pacers. It's one of the things about this race that are so hard to fathom. I've never done Cocodona. I have too much fun not doing Cocodona and being a part of it to probably ever do it. But the idea of putting together all the crew, all the pacers, I want to shout out somebody, actually. Mandy Holmes for Ultra Running Magazine did a great article talking about the potential costs of Cocodona. And I think that could be applied to any big event type race in general. It's not just the entry fees. It's everything that goes into it, the transportation, the accommodations for everything. I mean, these are things that I guess that if you're going to be running Cocodona and you're coming from a far-flung place, it's good that you have the opportunity to put all of those things together with 11 months notice. So, of course, if you don't get into the Cocodona 250, you can jump into one of the other distances, Sedona Canyon's 125, the Bradshaw Brute, Mingus Traverse 80 miler, and Flagstaff Crest 40 miler are all open this week as well. They will be opening starting Wednesday with Sedona Canyon's 125, and each day another race opening until all are complete. I would expect that I think that everything sold out this year except for the Bradshaw Brute, and I would expect that that would probably be the case again this year. I mean, maybe the Bradshaw Brute sells out. It was,
Well, it was brand new this year, right?
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see turnout for that one for year 2.
I think it's just so intimidating to a lot of people. I mean, of course, with the Bradshaw Brute, it's no crew, no pacers, so you're really on an adventure all your own. And the thing about the Bradshaw Brute course in relation to Cocodona is that the Cocodona course is plenty tough in and of itself, and the Bradshaw Brute ends after 100 miles. A lot of that is the Cocodona course. However, it seems like whenever there's an opportunity to deviate from the Cocodona course and do something harder, the Bradshaw Brute does that.
Well, it got a little tamed down. That was the original vision and dream for it.
Uh-huh.
But I think with some of the permitting, they couldn't go as wild as they wanted to. Like Steve and Erica wanted to be really, really hard. But instead, it does meander a little bit more on the Black Canyon Trail,
Okay.
right out of the starting gates. It crosses the Agua Fria River, kind of like the original Cocodona course did.
Mhm.
Then it climbs its way up, and they do take a detour out of a Rastra Creek aid station near mile 50 or so.
Okay.
And they take part of the inaugural year route as well, which goes on some really chunky, like the Arastra Creek Trail, which
Yeah.
is like very technical. So yeah, there's a little bit more fun in like that first 60 miles compared to what the 250 does now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as a basis for comparison, I know Jake Jackson finished second at Bradshaw Brute this year, and his PR for the 100-miler is 13:30-ish, and it took him over 26 hours. So that tells you how tough it is. There's over 20,000 feet of climb in that, just short of 21,000, and it is a punishing course. But if you're tough and say you're in the Cocodona draw and you don't get in, if you're looking for another way to truly challenge yourself and push yourself to the absolute limit, I think that the Bradshaw Brute is that opportunity. And of course, we do have the Sedona Canyons 125, which is not an exact parallel of the second half of the course. It does start in Jerome and make its way to Heritage Square and Flagstaff. However, a lot of that course is paralleled. It does not go up and over Eldon at this point anymore, but it still does, take you on an amazing journey and is also a Western States qualifier. So the cutoff for Bradshaw or Sedona Canyons is 75 hours, but I believe that for Western States you have to finish it in 52 hours. The Mingus Traverse 80 starts off the day after Cocodona and is a nice, I guess, middle section of the race. You start just outside of Watson Lake and continue to Sedona. So you get kind of the, I guess, would be close to mile 80 to 160 or thereabouts of the original Cocodona course. And then the Flagstaff Crest starts you at Fort Tuthill in the very southern tip of Flagstaff and follows the Sedona Canyons final 40 miles up and around the city of Flagstaff into the finish at Heritage Square. So 3 of the courses actually finish at Heritage Square in downtown Flagstaff, the Cocodona proper, Sedona Canyons, and Flagstaff Crest.
We're still hung up. So
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to be able to keep it going.
All right.
But
Well,
keep trying.
all right. Of course, this being the inaugural lottery, we are 2/3 of the way through that. As we've mentioned, drawing 475 names today. There will be additional entrants within the race. However, those entrants are not determined as of yet. There could be some charity bibs, scholarship bibs. Actually, there will be charity bibs and scholarship bibs, as well as race discretion bibs as well. Those entrants will not detract from the 475. The 475 that we're drawing today will be filled by the wait lists leading up to the race by any openings. So If you are on the wait list and you happen to see somebody entered the race, that was not on the wait list, they did not take your spot. These 475 spots have been earmarked specifically for this lottery. So hopefully we can get that up and running as soon as we can. Shout out Jason Baum in the chat, vouching for the Bradshaw Brute. Thanks for tuning in, Jason. Of course, I think Jason is also a Cocodona proper finisher as well. We've got to figure out what 7 states we still haven't represented. I think South Dakota, Nebraska, Maine. I don't think we've got Vermont yet. We got Wisconsin. I don't think we have a West Virginia yet. Yeah, I shout out to everybody in the chat that wants to see all 50 states represented. I want to see all 50 states, and I believe that we have 40 countries represented, and we're halfway there. Hopefully we can get some more of those as well. Type 1 for the servers to come back online. Hammer that 1 button. You have some offers for IT help, Jamil, if they can get you back online, if they can get
come on
into the
down.
race.
Come on down to the studios here. We need to call the big guns in, I think.
Weather prediction for 2027, probably very warm.
Yeah, it's tough to know. I mean, I think we had rather great weather this year.
This year was good.
Man, it was so good. So, yeah, hard to imagine another.
Yeah,
we due for a hot one.
We were
first couple years were quite hot,
unbelievably
Yeah.
hot. I mean, you ran the inaugural year
Yeah.
when it was just brutal. I mean, watching the number of people who called it a day at Crown King was disheartening, simply because they didn't realize how hot it was going to be. And then, I mean, last year we had rain and snow at various portions of the course. So, yeah, it looks like people mentioning, we don't have anybody from DC, Louisiana, Arkansas, South Dakota, Maine. I don't think we have West Virginia yet. So we've just
we're
got
up to about half the countries that have applied, though, and a lot of them will just have like 1 or 2 entrants, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we have Finland, we have Kazakhstan, we have Russia, we have Japan. So, I mean, we've got, all sorts of people from all over the world. And, grateful for all those people entering from around the world. And you got 11 months to prepare. That's one thing that's kind of nice about this drawing being this far ahead. We haven't interestingly, the highest returning finisher to this point, I believe, is Lindsay Dwyer. Lindsay Dwyer finishing second in last year's, the 2025 iteration of Cocodona. The only podium finisher, I believe, from the race proper, and because we haven't had any of our previous champions. I don't know who's entered and who hasn't. I mean, of course, that would be Versteeg, Stringbean McConaughey, McKnight, Harry Schubertus, Rachel Entrikin, Maggie Utero. Trying to think of previous champions. We haven't seen any yet.
We just had a new one pop up.
Oh, here we go. Jumping back in, Lane Divin out of Divine, Texas. First Cocodona for Lane. Welcome. Let's roll.
Let's see if I can make the next one come up here.
Dylan Steven, Leadville, first timer out of Leadville, Colorado. Welcome, Dylan. Oh, Angel Ochoa. We missed Angel Ochoa out of Tucson, Arizona. Welcome, Angel, first timer.
Sometimes it pops into that box one and then it pops up.
Barry Smith out of Canada. Welcome, Barry, first timer. From Irvine, first timer, Enrique Brenes, Irvine, California. Welcome, Enrique. From Australia, our 7th Australian drawn, first timer, Adrian Copeland. Welcome, Adrian. First timer from Colorado, Alexis Knight. Yet another first timer from Idaho, Emily Woolley. Welcome, Emily. From Massachusetts, Art Beauregard. Welcome, Art, first timer. Ron Astle, another first timer from Folsom, California. Welcome, Ron. A 2022 finisher from New Jersey, Scott Jenkins. Welcome back to Cocodona.
Going for that full
The
course.
full
this
course.
time.
Another first timer from Indiana, Sarah Osborne. Welcome to Cocodona. First timer from Tucson, Arizona, David Kornman. Welcome, David. Another debut runner, our second runner from Hawaii, Dan Crevier. Welcome, Dan. From Fort Collins, Colorado, first timer Cody Shell. Welcome, Cody.
We got a Flagstaff local next. Taylor Shannon, first Cocodona.
Welcome, Taylor.
And then another on-course runner, the next one from Prescott Valley, Gloria King, first Cocodona.
Mark Crowell from Phoenix, Arizona, first timer. Welcome, Mark. From Utah, first timer Alicia Stevenson. Welcome, Alicia. Alex DeBages from Red Bluff, California, first timer. Welcome, Alex. Another first timer, this one from Texas, from Magnolia, Sarah Portilla. Welcome, Sarah. Another first timer, this one from Hawaii, Jolene Giles. Welcome, Jolene. Oh, Matthew Bond. Oh,
You know who this is?
yes. World champion 6-day. First Belgian drawn. This is a name you're going to want to follow at the race. One of the best runners in the world. Multi-day
Wow.
is his bag.
That's incredible.
That's huge. That is huge. Another legacy, Jeff Garmeyer. Welcome back. Jeff Garmeyer from Bozeman, Montana. First timer from California, Ronald Skoda. From Oregon, another first timer, we welcome Gordy Higgins to Cocodona 2027. From Montana, first timer Ben Scott. Welcome to Cocodona, Ben. From Colorado Springs, our first timer Maggie Williams. From Portugal, Felipe Nuno.
nice.
Welcome from Lisbon. Our first runner from Mexico, Regina Curi. Welcome, Regina. Brings us up to 23 countries. Anna Grace Teed Hottinger from Minnesota, first timer. Welcome, Anna Grace. From Virginia, another first timer in Helen Klein. Welcome, Helen. Chasen Surratt, another first timer. This one hailing from Oregon. Welcome, Chasen. One-time finisher, finished this year from Kentucky, Ken Willinger. Welcome back, Ken. From Colorado, a first-timer, Alex Ross. Welcome, Alex.
Next up from Great Britain is Jonathan Duffield. It's our 7th from Great Britain.
From Hamilton, Montana, first-timer Randall Mark. Welcome, Randall. From Germany, Marwick Volker Sturm. Congratulations, Marwick.
Got a new country coming up.
Donkyu Yang, or Jang, Yang. Donkyu Jang from Korea. Congratulations. Durgesh Mankikar from Massachusetts. Congratulations, Durgesh. First timer from Colorado Springs, Chris Huber. Welcome, Chris. First timer from Massachusetts, Nick Franchi. Welcome, Nick.
From Michigan, we have Mike Kostka, first time Cocodona runner.
Another first timer. This one from Colorado, Allie Gibbons. Welcome, Allie. Another runner from the Netherlands, our third one. First timer, Anthony Vanderholst. Welcome, Anthony. From Salida, Colorado, first timer, Brian Boyle. Welcome, Brian. Another first timer from California, Thomas Quinlan. Welcome, Thomas. From Huntsville, Alabama, Martin Schneekloth. Welcome, Martin. Actually, a two-time, or going to go for that second time. Finished in 2024. From California, Iman Lopez. Congratulations, Iman. First timer. Going for that 1,000-mile buckle from California, Rolando Mendoza. Going to join us for his fourth Cocodona attempt. Joe Schrum, local to Arizona, 2025 finisher, going for number 2. From Ohio, Brock Everhart, going for finish number 3 consecutive, having finished the last 2 races. From Colorado, Cody Hill, first timer. That's 100 more to go, Jamil.
There we go. We've done good. We've done good here.
Gus Pena from California, going for his first Cocodona finish. Katie Tsai, going for a second finish from Colorado. Welcome, Kate. From Kansas, first timer Jessica Shirley. Welcome, Jessica. First timer from Australia, Ben Coolbro. From New Jersey, first timer Amy Young. Welcome, Amy.
Next up, we have Tia Marari. This is from Alberta, Canada. First Cocodona.
Coming back for a second finish, Stephen McLean out of Idaho. Congratulations. Welcome back, Stephen. First timer from New Mexico, Brooke Bates. Looking forward to her first Cocodona. Another first timer, this one from Montana, Herman Watson. Another first timer, this one from here in Phoenix, Amanda Rosenberg. Welcome to the Cocodona 250. Ariana Berkmeyer, first timer from Los Angeles, California. Welcome, Ariana. Michael Gabino from Virginia, first timer. Welcome, Michael. Another first timer, this one from Florida, Kristen Rivkin. Congratulations, Kristen. Eric Valchulina, our third runner from Italy. Congratulations, Eric. We'll see you in May. Second runner from Vermont, first timer Katie Markish. Three-time finisher going for that four-timer buckle, Anna Robbins. Welcome back to Cocodona.
One of our top finishers from this year, from Colorado.
Zach Hauer. Nice. Congratulations. Welcome back, Zach. I know he's excited. First timer from Australia, Scott Young, our 9th Aussie in this race. Rachel Soik from New York, New York. Welcome to Cocodona.
Next up, Stephen Erkin from Decatur, Georgia. First Cocodona.
Tyson Novinska from West Allis, Wisconsin. Welcome. First timer. Another first timer. This one from Georgia, Thomas Odom. Welcome, Thomas. Tristan Greathouse, another first timer from Oregon. Welcome, Tristan. Trevin Fugere from Frisco, Texas. Welcome, Trevin. Number 400, Christian Adams from New River, Arizona. Congratulations, Christian. Chad Cartwright, first timer from Billings, Montana. Welcome, Chad. Sean Hedden from Washington, first timer. Welcome, Sean. Jody Seminel, a 4-time finisher from Nebraska. Congratulations, Jody. Welcome back. Welcome back also to Stephen Keller, a finisher in this year's race, 2026. Welcome back from Virginia, Stephen Keller. Julie Hong finished this year as well and is coming back next year from New York. Welcome back, Julie. Donnie Dinch from California, going to run Cocodona for the first time in 2027. Welcome, Donnie. Casey Lund from Chandler, Arizona, one of my neighbors probably. Welcome to Cocodona 250. 2026 finisher Nestor Sanchez, going to go for his second finish out of Fresno, California. Congratulations, Nestor. Jason Garcia, another 2026 finisher from Washington. Welcome back, Jason. Helen Pegram from Montana. Welcome, Helen.
Got another Irish runner coming up, David O'Callahan.
First for David. Welcome, David O'Callahan. Very Irish name right there. Adam Barrett from Bozeman. Montana has been on a run here this last few. Congratulations, Adam. Drew Joseph, our first from West Virginia.
We're waiting for that one.
Yep. Drew Joseph.
6 states left.
Christy Brewer, Tennessee, first Cocodona 250. Congratulations, Christy. Corey Kavanaugh from San Francisco. Welcome, Corey, first timer. Andrea Alcott, another first timer, this one from New Jersey. Welcome, Andrea. First timer from Pennsylvania, Jason Wiley. Gregory Lowe, another first timer from Massachusetts. Welcome, Gregory.
Eduardo Garza from San Antonio, Texas, first Cocodona.
From Utah, another first timer, Court Dixon. Congratulations, Court. Entrant number 420. Manuel Zorn from Austria. Another country checked off the list. Manuel Zorn, congratulations. Oh, Ryan Snickles. He's going to be interesting to see out there. Very talented runner from Chandler, first Cocodona. Andrew Hernandez, first Cocodona for him as well, from Pomona, California. From Taylor, Arizona, first-timer Jason Fish. Welcome, Jason.
There's so many of these cities in Arizona that I don't even know where they are. Like, I don't know where Taylor, Arizona
I don't either,
is.
and I know the state pretty well. Of course, you know it better than I do.
I've been here my whole life. Don't know where that is.
Jeffrey Alman, another runner who lives on course from Prescott, Arizona. Jason Heinrich finished in 2026 and is coming back next year from Tennessee. Jason, congratulations. Solveig Asadi.
What?
Solveig Asadi from Boston, Massachusetts. First timer. Welcome, Solveig. From California, Lindsay Casau. Congratulations, Lindsay. Oh, here we go. Fan favorite here. Andrea Moore from Flagstaff, Arizona, going for that 5-timer. Congratulations, Andrea. Leslie Hikari from Carrollton, Texas. Welcome, Leslie, first-timer. Inaugural year finisher coming back, Robert Pardy from San Diego, California. Welcome back, Robert. It's been a while.
That's right.
Whitney Springob from Oregon, another first-timer. Welcome, Whitney. From Massachusetts, another first-timer, Derek Brennan. Welcome, Derek. From Montreal, one-time finisher in 2024, coming back for a second run, Jonathan Van Guens. Congratulations, Jonathan. And the trio of legacies is complete. I know there are people fist pumping out there. Andy Glaze, welcome back for lucky number 7. Andy Glaze, congratulations. From a 7-timer to a first-timer, Justin Burns. Welcome, Justin. From Los Angeles, first-timer T. Gray Albert. Congratulations, T. From Arkansas, our first Arkansas runner, Kelly Hayes. Congratulations, Kelly. Brings us up to 45 states. Marilyn Hirschberger from Ohio going to run Cocodona for the first time. Welcome, Marilyn. Ben Lehman, finisher in 2025, coming back for a second run. Congratulations, Ben. First timer from California, Darren Judd. Welcome, Darren. Another first timer, this one running home to Flagstaff, Wesley Martin. First timer at Cocodona 250. Welcome, Wesley.
We got Hosea Did I miss one? Hosea Dutcher from New York, age 24, first Cocodona 250. Welcome.
Nathan Hahn from San Mateo, California, first timer. Welcome, Nathan. From Quincy, Illinois, I spent a semester in Quincy or near Quincy. Spencer Triplett, congratulations, Spencer. Samuel Couture from Vermont, first timer. Welcome, Samuel. From Sierra Madre, California, Francisco Zabala. Welcome, Francisco, first timer. That's 60 from California. Quite a few.
Wow. Yep. The other biggest state of applicants.
Our fifth from Illinois, Nathan Ramesh from Chicago, 25 years old. Seems like the 20-somethings are showing up here lately. Sage Kennedy, familiar name, first time in Cocodona. Welcome, Sage.
Nice.
Kevin Smiler, one-time finisher, coming back for number 2. Kevin Smiler from Denver, Colorado. Welcome back to Cocodona. First timer from Edmond, Oklahoma, Brendan Nelson. Welcome, Brendan. 2026 finisher, coming back for a second one, Steven Salter. Congratulations, Steven. Welcome back. '26 finisher from Colorado, Sarah Malone. Welcome back to Cocodona. From Montana, another first-timer, Matthew Kellenberger. Welcome, Matthew.
Aaron Hernandez. There we go.
Aaron Hernandez from Scottsdale, Arizona. Welcome, Aaron. Our 65th runner from Arizona. Marcos Bareilles from Texas. Going for his first Cocodona. Welcome, Marcos.
We've got next one up is Jake Wyatt. I've got one. There we go. There it is. From Colorado with one Cocodona finish back in 2024.
Welcome back, Jake. Our 10th Aussie, Leslie Jones. Welcome to Cocodona. First timer. Oh, here we go. The things just heated up in the women's race. Heather Jackson finished in 2026 in 4th place. Going to come back and perhaps try and improve upon that. Welcome back, Heather. Another Heather, this one a first-timer from Alaska, Heather Moon. Welcome to Cocodona, Heather.
All right, that's 460, so we're down to our final 15 here.
Ryan Hargraves from Tucson, Arizona, first-timer. Welcome, Ryan. From San Diego, California, Kyle Friedrichs. Congratulations, Kyle, first-timer. Another first timer from Virginia, Tyler Jackson. From Utah, Caroline Himbert, first timer out of Salt Lake City. Welcome, Caroline. Two-time finisher coming back for a third one, Julius Drellick from Scottsdale. Welcome back, Julius.
Been a few years.
Yeah.
These are the early years, the first two.
Our eighth runner from Great Britain, Andrew Harrower. Welcome for your first Cocodona. Another first timer from New Hampshire, Sarah Tannenbaum. Welcome, Sarah. Another first timer from Minnesota, Chris West. Welcome, Chris. From Salem, Ohio, Robert Marshalek, first timer out of Ohio. Welcome, Robert. Ariana Rumenovich, first timer out of Canada, our 16th Canadian runner. Congratulations, Ariana. We have 5 more. Kevin Sherrill from Bonita, California. First Cocodona for Kevin. Congratulations. Clifford Fajardo out of Hayward, California. Another first timer. Congratulations, Clifford. Winona Fulgham, a one-time finisher from 2025. Welcome back, Winona.
I was late to click that one. There we
Nicholas Steinbrunner, 3-time finisher, going for that 1,000-mile buckle out of Ohio. And our final in the regular draw, I saw her finish this year, Prescott local, Tandy Sherlock.
2-time finisher.
Yeah, very talented runner. So that's our proper field.
Yep. Congratulations to everyone that got in.
And for those of you who didn't, we're very disappointed. No, we're kidding. We're glad. We're still going to draw the wait list.
Yeah.
We'll go 25 deep on our call of it.
Yeah.
But
We're going to do 25 deep, men and women. But yeah, if you didn't get in, we also have our other distances opening later this week. So
Yep.
we're doing them one at a time, starting June 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
So 25 countries represented and 45 states represented to this point. It could increase with the wait list. We shall see. So
yeah,
got
to rip through these here. So
yeah,
everyone can
let's
get
do
on
that.
with their night.
Absolutely.
Let's see how these pop up here.
Allison Schubert. We'll just name them off as we go for the
Yeah.
top 25 wait list. Allison Schubert. Jana Clark, first timer from Oregon. Sam Antonian from San Francisco, California. Look like we missed Jordan Sosi from Page, Arizona as well. Charmin McKee from Texas. Kenny Krieger from Texas, going for a 3.
Oh,
Going
sorry, that was a little quick. From
Oh, no problem.
Delaware.
From
Kenny
Delaware,
Krieger.
okay. Going for a 3rd finish. Eden Rosas from Denver, Colorado. Bonavena Pino from Nevada. Jennifer Tillard from Virginia Beach. And these are going to be separated out. So they may be drawing in this fashion, but they are going to be separate men and women. Alex Hunter from California.
I think we're just alternating right now. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Stephanie Lervold from California. Congratulations, Stephanie. And if you're this high up on the wait list, you're still training as F, that's for sure. Matt Hauser from Thousand Oaks, California. Congratulations, Matt. Jamie Harris from Tallahassee. Congratulations, Jamie. Kyle Carter from Prescott Valley, living on course. Welcome back, Kyle, potentially.
Yeah, you had to switch your verbiage a little bit here.
Totally. Valentina Pauna from Norway. Would love to see Valentina hopefully get in. Salvador Castillo Rodriguez from Mexico, previous finisher. Welcome back, potentially, Salvador. Rachel Mackey from Idaho. Preston Scheit from Denver. Karen Bonet Natraj, the oldest woman in the draw out of Auburn, California.
Pretty high up there.
Yep. Philip Gilbert from Virginia. That's our top 10. We're going to go 15 more on each side. Tanessa Klein, two-time finisher from Colorado. Tom Coffey from from Great Britain on the wait list. Shelby Hines from right here in Phoenix on the wait list at number 12 in the women's race. Jody Pettit from Bend, Oregon. Catherine Greer from Leadville. Nathan Epstein from Astoria, New York. Amelia Gvalheim from Ohio. Mark Fagundes from Tennessee.
Knoxville.
Place you're familiar with, I'm sure. Sarah Brandt from Massachusetts. Zachary Walker from Ohio.
We're 15 deep so far on each side.
Angie Kemp from Surprise, Arizona. I know Angie personally. I know that she'll be stoked to be this high on the wait list. Sam Carroll from Yuma, one-time finisher. Jody Charles from Pennsylvania. Wu Chan Kwan from California, from Los Angeles. One-time finisher Jennifer Parrish from Washington. Oh, there's a name. Cody Poskin from Missouri. Finished in second this year on the wait list. Lydia Oldham from Great Britain. Anson Fatland from Seattle. Larissa Francis from Washington. Joseph Higgins from Pennsylvania. Sarah June from Phoenix, Arizona. Hector Salazar from San Diego, California. Stephanie Irving from Washington, one-time finisher. Roger Pineapple, a two-time finisher. I remember him finishing the first year. I think I called his finish.
Oh, wow. That's a good memory right there.
That's kind of a distinct name. Tiffany Copeland from Tennessee. Matthew Smagel from Ohio. Renee White from Illinois. Cameron Zarifi from California. And the final ones we're going to name off on the wait list are Chelsea Garcia from Berkeley, California. And Evan Wetzel from Spooner, Wisconsin. Of course, we are going to draw another 250 names. We're just not going to name them all off at this point.
We'll publish those here shortly after the live stream ends, so you can go check those out.
Yeah.
But there it is. That is our full lottery draw for 2027 Cocodona 250. So thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say we were going to do a debrief, but I think that things kind of ran long. So I think that, there's some interesting names. We didn't see any defending champions, but we have some second place finishers, Cody Poskin and Lindsay Dwyer. Some very interesting first-time names. Sage Canada is a fascinating name to follow. I mean, and he'll document what he's doing to get ready for this race, of course. Heather Jackson, who it looked like could have finished in the, top three, faded late. Is she able to make the adjustments to to
She
step
clearly
forth.
wants to come back, so that's a
Absolutely.
good sign.
And also, our three legacies that registered for the lottery all got back in.
Yep.
So those people
And
that
True
were
Heart Brown, of course.
and True Heart Brown, that's going to be, I think, is going to be really interesting. Of course, there were people that were saying, "Oh, the legacies should, get an automatic entry." Like, well, everything just kind of worked out the
Yeah.
way it was supposed to.
Exactly.
So, everybody, thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
For those of you that weren't named, good luck on the rest of the wait list, because this wait list is going to go deep.
I mean, I don't know. This is our first time doing it this way, so we'll see. We did kind of overseed it a little bit
Mhm.
just so that people can really plan. So yeah, we don't yet know, but definitely, check out the other distances. I think we're going to continue to reward that into the future. So we hope to see you at some distance this next year.
Absolutely. Looking forward to broadcasting it and following everybody's stories. And that's one of the beautiful things about Cocodona is that over the course of 250 miles, we watch the runners at the front of the pack and their greatness. And then those runners who are, might take twice as long, like we become engrossed in their story. Somebody you didn't know existed on Thursday will move you to tears on Saturday morning. And that's one of the beautiful things about what this race does. It changes you as an athlete, as AJW likes to say, but it changes you as a spectator as well.
Yeah. Well, Chris, thank you for joining me and providing some entertainment while we work through some of these technical difficulties in our first time staging a lottery like this. So we appreciate everyone's patience.
Next year, live audience, watch parties, everything. Let's do that.
Let's dream. We'll dream big. Maybe we can do it in front of a live audience next year. That'd be really cool. Watch parties. But also thank you to Andy Jones-Wilkins for joining in remotely, Jordan Schmidt, our producer in
thanks,
studio.
Jordan.
Got to shout out Bryce Brooks for helping set up the studio today as well. Of course, our race directors, Steve Adderholt, Erica Schneider, and Altra for being our presenting partner for Cocodona. So thank you all, and we'll see you soon.
Yep. Take care.